So when you're in Texas, you start off with tacos every 15 minutes. It usually helps out when you're working on cars.
Dude, what are you doing? Come on.
So anyway, started putting the intake together. Does come with fuel rails, LS1 injectors. You can reuse them. You do have to connect your fuel rail, billet fuel rail, from one side to the other. Here's your map sensor. There's the other fitting that they provide to you so that you can hook up your power brakes and the vacuum line that runs to the other side. The throttle body is pretty much a bolt-on. It's a 92 millimeter, which is bigger from the stock one. I believe the stock ones are what, 78 or something like that. It does provide a fitting so you can connect your I think, what is that, to the fuel tank. You got your TPS sensor, bolts on. You got your IAC, it bolts on. It does provide for your vacuum, your other vacuum port. It does give you another one here on the bottom for your PVC. The fuel rails, it does give you a fitting so that you can take it off and put your fuel pressure gauge on it as well. The updated version has this blocked off. The fuel injectors, you do want to run bigger O-rings. You can go to BTR. I'll provide that in the link as well. For the crossover on the block, you can just go to Amazon.com. You can pick yourself this up, and it comes with a little fitting that you put on it. Cut your hose right smack there, and you'll run it. You run it to this little thing instead of running it all the way to the radiator. You do have to put regular gaskets. They're not O-ring anymore. It's like your typical Holley intake. This is the gasket that they send you. Looks like your basic Mr. Gasket type material. It's a little thicker than regular gasket material. But that's what they give you. I've never had problems with paper gasket. So we're going to see here what the whole complaint is all about. So far, so good. Torquing the bolts down with these flat gaskets is important. The only way you're going to get to these Allen head bolts is by disconnecting the fuel rails momentarily. Make sure you leave the crossover hose in the back. Don't put it in the front unless you want to connect the fuel line up in the back of the intake, which I don't recommend that. Does not give you a torque specs. You don't do a 2-pass like you do with the stock manifolds, where the first pass is 44 and then the second pass is at 89 with a numbered sequence on the bolts. So what you want to do is you can go to the WAN website. You can look at their aluminum intake. They run also the same type of gaskets. They're not O-ringed, and so since this is kind of a copy of the Lindenfelter WAN series, we're going to use those torque specs, and that's 16 foot-pounds. So make sure you have yourself a torque wrench with the Allen head socket, and just follow your crisscross pattern all the way like your traditional older style intake, starting from the middle and work your way out to the outside. And that's pretty much how we did it, and it seems to be working out. And we did put some gasket RTV silicone just to hold them in place so they wouldn't move around, because they do get slippery if you don't tie them. So I think it's Permatex Moto Seal or something like that is what it's called. You can do that. Again, there's no fuel that goes on these gaskets since it's injected, but you don't want that stuff being eaten up. So don't be all crazy with the silicone when you put it on there, or whatever the Permatex stuff is made out of. But anyway, that's how you keep your gaskets from slipping and moving up and down. And so we have had no issues. And make sure you follow the torque specs so you don't have no leaks. As you can see, everything's bolting on good. The intake gaskets, they actually do clear pretty nice. The bolts, they're a little pain in the butt to put on with the fuel rails, but if you loosen them, everything goes good. Nothing touches, as you can see. with the coolant bypass right here as well. Goes right under the throttle body, and fuel rails, they clear, intake clears, everything in the back clears. So we've got the intake bolted down, fuel injection rails, all the wire harness. Pretty much the kit comes with everything. We haven't buttoned down the radiator bypass for the coolant. The only thing that it didn't come with is the fuel injection line from the fuel line kit that they give you to the stock line, hard lines that are on the car. It's about a 12-foot piece that you do have to buy. But you can order that from summitracing.com and just thread it on and you're good to go. The fuel dampener that usually comes on these stock fuel rails, don't need it on billet fuel rails, just because they're logs, so they actually fill up with fuel, so you shouldn't have any kind of issues. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Hopefully we can get it running here in the next couple of days. Got some other things to do. You can see the big nice, get out of the shadow here. You can see the big nice throttle body. That should give you some improvement, especially if you have a high lift, high duration cam. With this intake, you do get the upper RPM. It's not like the tunnel ram where you lose torque. So it's a good blend of intake, and for the price, you're not paying fast LSX prices either. But this is comparable to the Trailblazer SS intake. Might make actually a little bit more power. So and it's got nitrous bosses. That was another benefit of this intake. So you can't blow it up if you backfire, but it does have nitrous bosses that you can tap into, so you don't have to hook it up on your intake. You can just run a wet system, or you can do a dry system as well. But it does have some advantages to picking this thing up, and for about I think $600, you get a pretty good deal. And this is, like I said, this is the revision. I don't think it's the other one that first came out. This was a pretty smooth casting, or maybe this one that we got has a smooth casting. The throttle body is great. If you go on YouTube, there's a guy on there that tells you, the benefits and the downside to these throttle bodies. Actually, for turbo boost, on the left side of the throttle linkage, it just doesn't have the rubber seal in there, so that's where it blows the PSI out of it. But other than that, this thing's pretty solid.